talk for about 10-15 minutes, and I wasn't got the wind, but I just couldn't resist coming to the coast on such a glorious day. It's awesome. And what I want to talk about a couple of things today. One is DBJ did a video about the coast and how to use it environmentally in combat and such, which is kind of also inspired me to come down here and pretty much show off what a coast should be. DBJ, that's what a coast is. My coast's better than your coast. But so my coastal videos better than his, and I'll fight him on that one. only joking. I love his videos. But what I really wanted to talk about was sorry, my dog's trying to catch up. He's knackered. We've been out for like half an hour, 45 minutes already. But what I wanted to talk about was the summer solstice, and how, well, because today is the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, at least in the UK. I don't know whether it counts for the rest of the world, but we're going to have roughly about 16-17 hours of daylight today. And which, I mean, if you think about the recommended sleep that we need, gives us 8 hours of night time, which for our worlds where we don't have electrical lighting, where the only like artificial lighting we have are lamps and candles, which, to be honest, aren't that great lighting an area, and as good as the light bulbs and such. The people of the world have to work by the daylight. They have to schedule their life around the daylight most of the time. So during the summer months, especially the solstice, more gets done in a day. So have that reflect in your world. Depending on the season, depending on the month in your world, there's more daylight, there's more activity during the day, there's more gets done, doesn't there? Have in the middle of the summer solstice, farmers in the field, the crops growing. My dog's right down there now. Here he comes. Knackered himself out. But maybe and then in the winter, nothing's getting done. Everyone's in for the long winter. You get maybe like 6-7 hours of daylight, so that's how much gets done. The rest of the time everyone's indoors, huddled around the candles, the fires and such. But reflect the seasons, reflect the summer solstice in your world. Reflect when they're out in the fields doing the work, when they're not in the fields, when they're, I mean, maybe in the summer months they're outside. The taverns and the inns have an outside area, like we do. We have most pubs and places have beer gardens or just outside seating areas. Why don't our world have that, where people sit outside enjoying the sun, enjoying the nice weather. Anyway, before I ramble on a bit too much about that, I'm going to move on to my next subject. I've actually moved away from the coast because I'm taking the dog home. But coastal living. DVJ did his video focused around how to use the coast mechanically in combat, such as flooding and storms, and how that would affect combat. But how would the coast be? How would you live on the coast? Well, I live on the coast, just over there. It's completely exposed. We've got field and then the cliff. So we're completely exposed to the elements. Our row of houses, and towns in our world are generally more open than towns in the real world. Towns in the real world are quite packed. The houses can be quite packed together, even on the coast. But what about a town that's slightly more open, that's slightly more exposed? That would get battered by any wind coming in off the sea. The salt in the air, maybe they can't grow crops because of the salt in the air, or only certain types of crop can grow. Like this field here is full of rapeseed, obviously to make rapeseed oil, and then they use the stalks to ball it up as hay, because they also have livestock. Don't know if you can see right over there. They have livestock, this farm. It has cows and horses. So maybe we always imagine coastal towns as just their main source of income and such being fishing or ferrying. But maybe like this town, they have livestock, they have a miller's. They make the bread and such. They have certain crops growing. Maybe they have to import their fresh fruit and vegetables and things like that they just can't grow themselves because of the salt air, because of the sandy soil, because of maybe they get a lot of flooding being on the coast. Maybe they're not that high up above sea level. Luckily we're quite high above sea level, so we don't get flooding. Well, not from the sea anyway, from torrential downpours we do, but that's a different video. So maybe don't focus on the fishing when doing coastal towns. Look at other ways they get their income. Like here, as I said, it's all farmland before you get to the cliff. Maybe because of how the cliff, it naturally erodes away with the sea, so they've just left farmland there as we have here. Maybe they have built houses, but they're more temporary houses along the cliffside. They're very, very easily dismantled and rebuilt. Not going to say mobile homes, but similar. Maybe they don't. Maybe they've completely blocked themselves off from the ocean, from the sea, from the coast. Built a massive wall, act as a windbreaker kind of thing. Maybe the winds are that bad by the coast. Built me. Maybe they take the coast for granted. Like I know some people here do, because we live so close to it. We see it every day. We can visit it every day. Maybe they take the coast for granted. They just don't outsiders come and see this amazing little area, and the villagers just don't care about the coast anymore. Maybe they've let go to disrepair the coast. It's full of litter and pollution and such. Or maybe they've embraced the coast. They've embraced the beaches. Maybe they're a tourist town. Maybe the coastal towns become a tourist trap, if you will. Because touring, as I believe I've said in an earlier video, touring and tourism has been around since the Middle Ages. I mean, the nobility used to go around Europe, taking in the art and the culture and the languages of Europe and other places that they could get to. We now call it a gap year from university, where as a student you go travelling around different places. Back then it was, a pilgrimage was classed as tourism, because you were going there to take in culture, to religion. So maybe your coastal towns become that holiday hotspot. People go there for holidays. They've actually built holiday homes there, houses that are just rented out to tourists. Maybe they sell a medieval version of holiday merchandise, holiday tat, as I call it. The key rings with the name of the place on, or maybe your coastal town's famous for its certain foods, drink. Maybe it's got a certain landmark nearby. But take away from this is, when you're looking at coastal towns, don't just say, well, fishing. It's you see the fishermen coming in from a hard day. You see the fish markets shutting up shop. The smell of the sea, the smell of fish, rotting fish enters your nostrils. You could maybe have them entering to farmland, entering to a crowded town entranceway to the town as tourists are trying to get in. Maybe your PCs can't find room at any of the inns because of all the holiday makers. Maybe the towns put their prices up on everything because of the holiday season, because everyone's there. Maybe they're out of certain foods. Don't just rely on it's a fishing village. They go fishing. There's plenty of other ways a coastal town can operate than just fishing. To be honest, it doesn't make sense for it to just be fishing. Whitburn's a coastal village. It doesn't just rely on fishing. It has tourism, it has shops, it has foods. Just try and think more about your towns, about especially your coastal towns. Anyway, I'm going to give up rambling, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Please like and subscribe to this. Bye.